Hello, everybody. This is TeelCee here. I was thinking that today I would give everyone a little tour of my space station. I call it the Star Space Station. And this is the control room up here. So we'll just start off up here where there's some oxygen and things are quiet. Over here we have the information display boards, the resources that are available of different kinds. This lower left hand display is the ore. When a mining ship goes out and collects ore and brings it back, it gets registered in this inventory here and keep track of it. There's an inventory management system called Talondine's Inventory Management. I call it TIM, and it makes this display, plus it decides which refinery will work on which ore and when and how long. And what determines that is the number of ingots, which is this next screen over in this bottom center. That's the number of ingots of each type of ore that we have. Mostly they're elements except for stone. They are necessary for building components, which are in the, let's go around this chair here. The components, which are built by the assemblers from ingots, and then we store them in a cargo container somewhere. The components, let me show you quickly. For instance, this flight seat right here, you see the window on the center right of the screen. That shows the components that are necessary to build this flight seat. You know, there's interior plates, construction components, displays, etc. A lot of computers, that kind of thing. So that's why we go through all this trouble to get components. Up here are the right hand one up on the top is ammo. These are the ammunitions that I have, or munitions that I have in cargo containers about the ship or within Gatling guns. It counts them. Tim counts them also. Next to it is a display by M Master. It's a LCD Commander or something like that. I'll have to make some notes later in the description or on the screen here. It shows different things. For instance, this one, and it's capable of showing a lot of things. This one shows our energy at the top, where it's coming from and how much we're using. In the center it shows the available cargo space, how much is used and how much is available. And then there's the air vents, whether they're at 100% or less. And then at the bottom, a minute ago, it did show the oxygen farm, which showed 0 because I don't have any. This is just a place for a person to sit and relax and refresh their energies, renew, refurb, whatever. This is a display. I'll have to put in a note of who it is, because I don't remember. It shows the status of the ship. If a pirate raids us, it will show different damages in blocks. Little squares will be different colors. The current colors there, the green is just normal. The two orange ones are sensors that have been triggered. The sensor on the right of the display is, I mean, the left of the display is a detector of the welding ship, and the sensor in the center of the display is actually me. This sensor over here is detecting that I'm in this room, and so it turns the lights on. Well, as soon as I leave, it'll turn the lights off. Cool. Okay. And this button panel will allow the parameters of this display to be changed. It'll move this pointer to different menu items and allow for changes. In the back here we have some display panels. They're mostly for looks, but this one does have some buttons on it, so you can press some buttons and have something happen. I don't have anything set up at the moment, but they look cool. Okay, let's go outside. Let's make sure I have my helmet on. J. And I'm gonna turn on my jetpack. If it's not, let's see, where is it? There we go. Jetpack. Okay, this is an airlock door. This is oxygenated in here. As soon as we go through here, we'll be out in outer space. No oxygen. There is gravity though, because we have a gravity generator. Very handy little gadget. Well, the red and black thing there is my destroyer. I'm rather proud of it. He's not the prettiest thing in the world, but he's fun, and I enjoyed building him. Down here, let's take a. This is where the cargo ores first are stored in this cargo container, or not that one, this one next door. There's a variety of connectors about the ship where, this is a connector right here, where a ship can either offload cargoes like ores or components or even ingots, whatever they want, or they can pick up ores, ingots, or components and take them to another station or to a ship in outer space or whatever they want, whatever they can afford to do. This is actually rock storage. I get a whole lot of stone storage. I get a whole lot of stone during the mining process, and it's not good for much of anything. So I have to store it somewhere, and occasionally we just, for fun of it, we'll come over here and we'll watch this connector up here, and we'll press this little button, and that connector will throw some stones out. Not very quickly, but throws them out, and the artificial gravity pulls it down, and then it sort of goes off into space. I want to make sure I don't park ships down there. They would not survive. And this button next to it is a timer, so it will turn off the dropping of stone in about 4 minutes. Okay, that's enough fun there. Let's continue on. Well, actually, it's all fun. Notice in the center we have some thrusters. There's 4 of those. They keep the station on station. Wonder where those 2 words came from, the meanings. Here is a refinery. The first step, the ores go into a refinery, get changed into ingots. Next to him is an assembler. The assembler takes the ingots and turns them into components. This is an arc furnace, which is kind of a baby refinery. He will only do nickel, iron, and cobalt. Nickel, iron, I think it's cobalt. He'll only process those into ingots, where the refinery will process everything, the silvers and the golds and all that into ingots. Okay, there's 4 refineries, some of which have, this is a refinery and his associated assembler. They both have enhancement modules hooked onto them. There's 3 kinds of enhancements, either speed up or improve efficiency or improve productivity. Okay, and there's another refinery with his enhancements. Here's an assembler. Here's an assembler and a refinery without any enhancements, but we seem to get all the ores processed, and there's plenty of ingots, so we don't need any more enhancements at the moment. This is a weld station. A whole bunch of welders. The little guy here is what I call my yard tug. He will, he has a projector in him, and he will project a ship, usually a fighter, out into this area here. Then the bottom welders will raise up until it almost touches the projection. The top is stationary, doesn't move, and then I will press a button and turn on the welders, and the ship will be welded together, and we'll have another fighter or miner or welding ship or whatever. This is used to build ships mostly. I guess it could build anything, but ships is what we use it for. This little guy is actually my yard tug, I call him. He does all sorts of useful jobs, moves things around, and he, like I said, he holds the projection for new ships, and just a all-around useful dude. Down below are 2 pistons that raise up the welders when I press a button. Cool. Over here, these buildings look different because they were built at different times in different moods. They were built as a need arose, and so they look different. This is the IT building. Plus, I kind of like that idea. Yeah. The base was an octagon, but after that, everything has just been on an as-need basis. We'll build a building to serve a purpose. This is the IT building. Upstairs, there's it's airtight, by the way. Upstairs is a bunch of computer blocks, computers and timers, and one control seat, and some displays. These are the computers that run the displays up in the command center, and this is copies of those displays here on the wall. Down below are more computers and more timers for different computing jobs. Over here is some storage. This was my main storage at one time. It was just small cargo containers, but then as we grew, it grew, and finally I put in that great big one there in the back. Also, there's an oxygen generator in here and an oxygen tank to help or to provide the air that we use in the command center and the IT building. There's another one of Tim's displays. That's actually a copy of the one we saw upstairs. Next door is the medical area. We stop in here to top off our tanks. If you look down the lower left-hand side, you'll starting from the top going down. There's a health, which is at 100%. I haven't run into any walls or anything yet today. Then there's energy, which just gets used up on a general basis, kind of like food. There's oxygen, of course, gets used up on a regular basis also as I gab. And then there's hydrogen, which the jetpacks use hydrogen. And when I'm flying around, I use up hydrogen. If I press the F key, these will start filling back up again. But there's also a chair here for waiting. Here's another. This is the cryo or cryo chamber. And I can jump into this guy. Watch this. And while I'm in here, he sings to me, and he fills up those same resources that the med bay did. Notice my energy is there. It's 100 now. So I can sit in here and contemplate the universe or what have you. Or I can come out here and contemplate the universe, which is kind of neat. Listen to the Tweety birds. Must have just flown by, I guess. Okay. That actually means that my suit received an email. Okay, there's a sensor there also. Oh, he turned off my jetpack. Sensor here turns the light off when we leave. And the blue section is like aviation section. Red is medical, and yellow is cautious, like the welders. And then there's an orange for the maintenance / manufacturing area. Okay, this is a hangar. Used to have a fighter in here, but I'm not real good at fighting pirates, and so I lose a lot of ships. At the moment it's empty. I have to make another one. Then there's another hangar bay, also empty. Then there's the welder's home. He's home. The welder is used if you're building on a large ship that won't fit into the welding bay. Then I use this guy to go out and weld it together, because it'll hold a whole. I can weld also by hand with this guy, but I can't carry anywhere near as much components as a welding ship can carry. Plus, he should be faster. He's got 2 pair. I only got 1. Okay, next door is the home for the little mining ship. He's not home at the moment. I loaned him out to the destroyer. The destroyer needed a mining ship to help him when he was out on a mission and help him get ores and keep on top of problems or do his build projects, what have you. So he needed a mining ship, so he has it. This spot here we haven't done anything with, haven't thought of anything to put there. Okay, let's go down another level. Dive. Let's start over here. Underneath the medical area, other than a Gatling gun, is a reactor and some little cargo containers. There used to be more. I used the little ones at first, and then when I was having trouble with room, I switched to that great big one up there and the 2 over by the refineries. So this area is not as full as it used to be. And then we have over here a little experimental area where oh no, not so much experimental. This is where I would store the fighters, the latest fighters. This one here, I wish I could claim it was my design, but it's not. This came off of the workshop, but he's fun to fly, and he's good at taking out pirates. This is my design, it's probably obvious. It's a drone. My problem is that when I go out to take out a pirate, my goal is to take it out in such a way that I get the ship or station or whatever it is I'm attacking for my own uses. I can either tear it apart, or I can take it home with me, or whatever. I want something to show for my efforts. So the drone, the idea of a drone was he would go in and take out some of the tougher defenses of the station, and the pirate station, and then I would, after he took out the Gatling guns or what have you, I would come in and clean things up and then take over the ship. That's the goal. That's what this guy's purpose was. That way I don't get clobbered, because most of the time I go out after something and I end up losing a ship. I have not figured out the right tactics yet. See, we're still throwing out some stone. It just goes off into the universe somewhere. Over here is another, some more experiments of mine. These are actually, this is actually a guided missile, and the idea behind this is it's a guided missile, but it's also a protective shield for the fighter. So you park the fighter connector to connector here, take this out, and use the shield to get in close, and then fire it off, and it will go in all the way to the target, shooting its Gatling guns and hopefully taking out whatever defenses there are, and then the fighter can come in, finish it off, and take over the item that we were fighting over, station or ship or what have you. That's the idea. No, it hasn't worked out yet, but we're still working on it. This is what I call my bomber. These are two guided missiles. The green guys are guided missiles. In the bomber, same principle. He would go in, shoot off the guided missiles. They would use their turrets on the Gatling guns to take out the pirates' defenses, and then the bomber will come in and clean up and take home the prize. Cool, huh? There's supposed to be some really cool prizes in some of those pirate transport vehicles, but I can't vouch for it. Okay, one more thing on this level. There's these cool dudes over here. These are my latest toy. I love them. They're it's a nanite factory. Let me get it around here. It's a nanite factory, and well, let me give a demo. We'll pop up a grinder and take out these two blocks. Okay, ground out those blocks. Now we will place a, let's see, I need to get my hood up here. Place a block, brand new block, right there. Okay, gotta put it right there. Now watch, turn that off. Watch the nanite factory. First the little blue or purple or whatever it is, raises the ball up, and now we have some Tesla action. Then you see those little nanites come streaking out here. come over to my unfinished block. Because when I place it, it just places a skeleton and pow. That's a simple example, but it's pretty cool. And now we have a finished block. The nanites are thinking about it for a second or two. Let them think. Yeah, nothing else to do, they're saying. Well, I guess we'll go back to sleep. Maybe. There we go. It's starting to. Yep, there it goes down, back down to his little resting place until the next time we build something. Or this will also repair things like the destroyer went out on a little mission a while back. It was supposed to be an exploratory mission, but it ran into a pirate. Made a lot of plates into scrap iron. So we came back, and the nanites went over and repaired the ship. So they will repair and build new. They will also do mining, and they will do a health repair also, which I haven't turned on, haven't tried that out yet. It's fine. Could be interesting. Okay, next we will go down one more level. Let's see some more cool stuff. Now I'm going to do a 180 because things make more sense if it looks like I'm right side up. I'm really completely upside down. You can show that if you look in the lower right hand side, there's an arrow. That arrow is pointing up. It should be pointing towards that dot, not away from that dot. So it means that I'm upside down. Not important. It's outer space. Who cares? This is a connector for large ships to drop off or pick up cargo. Same as the other connectors. This guy over here is kind of cool. He's what I call the light ship. And I mean L-I-T-E. I mean L-I-G-H-T, not L-I-T-E. I don't know. It's a light ship. He has 3 lights, spotlights on him. Whenever I'm working on something, I put this in a convenient spot to shine light onto my work area. Otherwise, I end up working in the dark. I don't know what it is. It seems like every time I decide to build something or to remodel something or whatever, I'm doing it in the dark. So this guy provides light. I just fly him over. He's actually a little ship. I'll fly him over and park him in a convenient spot and turn the spotlights on, and I can see what I'm doing. It's really very handy. This is why we don't worry too much about not having the little miner anymore. This is the big miner. This will pick up, I don't know how much it'll pick up, but I've picked up to 4 million kilograms of ore from one of the asteroids with this guy. He is nice and powerful, digs a nice hole, doesn't break easily. There's the cockpit down in there, nestled away, and spotlight. It works really, really well. I'm quite pleased with it. That's also the reason I put this connector down here. The bottom of the space station, star station. And the back end, I've tried to build it around a core of 4 beams, so to speak, and then put things either around or inside it. So it has all his vital pieces, parts inside here, and there's room for more, like there's a gyro. Over here is the oxygen generator for life support for me, and a reactor, cargo container for ore, although as many drills as I have, the cargo container is not used much, or not needed much. The drills hold almost as much as a cargo container, and I have 12 of those or whatever. It's cool. I like it. There's a camera there to help for aligning this connector with that connector. So that pretty much completes the tour. You can see some of the plumbing. We have cargo conveyors running all over the place, supplying oxygen or ammo to the Gatling guns, or pieces, parts to welders, ore to, can't see them over here, but ore to the refineries. Pretty cool. I'm proud of it. I like it. Okay, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a nice day. Keep smiling.